welcome back! Today I am starting a new series on my channel where I am going to dress up in my cute little Sylveon costume because I want an excuse to wear it more, so I'm going to make it the weird little gimmick of this series. But the main point of the series is that I am going to be discussing some weird or obscure piece of media that I have come across that I think more people should know about, because I think it's interesting. So today it is December 1st. I don't know if this video will be going up today or another day, but it's December, so it's the Christmas season. And I am going to be talking about the Pokémon Christmas Bash, which is a Pokémon Christmas CD that was released back in 2001. This CD features the original dub voice actors for Ash, Brock, Misty, Jesse James, Meowth, and Professor Oak, and obviously Pikachu. Look at me, I actually took notes for this on my laptop. I am being so professional today, but mostly just because I had so much I wanted to say about this CD, so I was making notes while I was listening to it again. I originally discovered this CD from a YouTube video probably 6 or 7 years ago now. It's been a long time. I'll try to link it in the description below if I can find the video that I originally watched on this, but that was a long time ago, so I don't know if it still exists or not. And also, if it does exist, go watch it after you watch my video, because I'm going to be talking about this too. Honestly, I think there needs to be more videos about it because I've only seen that one video about this, so let's talk about it again. This album is on Spotify. I discovered that while I was researching for this video. For a long time, it was just on YouTube, and I don't know when it was put on Spotify, but I'm very glad it is on Spotify now. So go stream it, because it's a wild ride. It was released in October of 2001. I couldn't find the exact date for it. Different websites had different days, so I wasn't sure which one it is, but it was around October of 2001, as I said. It features 12 songs, 2 of which are instrumentals, but they're technically songs. They count. And I found this very funny piece of trivia while I was researching for this video. I'm going to read it as it is from Bulbapedia. Delia Ketchum, Nurse Joy, Officer Jenny, and Gary Oak are the only main characters who do not sing on this album. However, Delia, Joy, and Jenny are all mentioned in at least one song, while Gary is not mentioned at all. I just find that very funny that they just forgot Gary existed. I don't know why. It's like they talk more about Ash's mom than they do about his main rival in the first season of the anime, which is extremely funny to me, so I had to bring that up just because I thought it was funny. Anyway, let's get into the songs. So song number 1 is the Pokémon Christmas Bash, obviously what the album is named after. It's sung by the Pokédex, which is an interesting choice. And it has a bunch of Pikachu and Squirtle sounds in the background where they're kind of doing this like weird little like rap thing with Squirtles going squirt, squirt, Squirtle. It's very funny. And it has solo verses from each main character as a little introduction to the whole CD, in case you haven't watched Pokemon, I guess. Which, I mean, why would you be listening to this if you don't know anything about Pokemon? But anyway, you'll learn about the characters, who they are. It's kind of a reference to Who's That Pokemon? Instead, it's Who's That Pokemon at the Pokemon Christmas Bash, which is very funny. There is one lyric in this thing that I genuinely don't understand. So Brock has a line where he says, Brock's kicking it and it's a gas. What does that mean? Is this some weird 2000s slang that I don't know about? I was a baby at the time that this came out, so I tried to look it up and I genuinely couldn't find a straight answer, so if anyone can explain it's a gas to me, please do. And I must add, this CD is very supportive of Misty and Ash as a couple, which I have nothing against, but I just think it's funny how heavy they push it on this CD. Like, from the first song of the album, Misty's like, I want to have a dance with Ash. It's very cute, but also seems to kind of come out of nowhere, and it's a consistent theme in this album, so whoever wrote this clearly had their ship and wanted people to know about it. The second song is called I'm Giving Santa a Pikachu for Christmas, and it is sung by Ash and Professor Oak. Oak is discussing giving Santa a Pikachu for Christmas, as it will help with his whole process of delivering presents and everything. Specific lyrics include twirling candy canes, powering electric trains, and powering the sleigh, which is definitely a very creative twist, and I like it. Also, a piece of trivia I found on this song is it was played on BBC Radio 1's Christmas special in 2012. Interesting choice. I'm kind of surprised that this song of all the ones on the album became the mainstream one, but you know, it's a good Christmas song. Very fun. It's very silly. Most of these songs are very silly, and I think that's what makes them so good. Song number 3 is called Winter is the Coolest Time of Year. This is a Misty solo. As we'll see, a lot of the characters get solos. I don't know if anybody else gets a whole solo. Yeah, they do. Never mind. I don't know what I'm saying. This song has a bizarre echo in the background, where it's like Misty's voice is layered on top of itself like 7 times. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't hate it, but it's definitely very noticeable, so yeah. It's kind of a generic winter theme song, talking about how winter is the coolest time of year, as the title says. This is the first song where Pokemon are put in to replace other words. So there's one lyric that says, a light brown Stantler pulling a bright red sleigh. As we'll see in some other songs, they often replace, like, places that would say, like, reindeer with Stantler or other Pokemon and such, which is very fun. This song has puns galore. I think it is great. I am going to read this pun list that I put together. We have a snowman, very good. A tentacool, because it's cool. A refrigioto. That's my favorite one. Refrigioto. A butterfreeze. It's cool out here, as reference to both the weather and them having fun. And Ash's line of, we gotta get Brock to chill out. I like puns, can you tell? The 4th song is called Nobody Don't Like Christmas. This is a Meowth solo, which is a choice. I'm surprised that they gave Meowth a solo and not other characters. You know, I don't think Meowth's voice is the best to have an entire song. Not that I don't like Meowth's voice, it's very iconic, but it's just an odd choice to have a whole song. And I have to say, this song did not age well. I know that it was the 2000s, and humor was different back then, but this song is weird. It's literally an entire song of Meowth just, like, insulting other holidays, but it's not, like, trivial holidays. It's, like, blatant religious holidays, or, like, Memorial Day, which is remembering people who died. It's odd. Even though this was 20 years ago, I can't believe not one person in the production of this said, hey, you know, maybe we should tone it down a little. I don't know. There's also a line where he kind of is fat shaming, which is a little odd, where he's talking about when people eat chocolate, it just makes them fat. I know Meowth's a villain, but geez. Also, what does this song have to do with Pokemon? Literally the whole song is just Meowth complaining about holidays. Which, I mean, great, it's in character, but it's very odd. It also implies that events that happen in the real world also exist in the Pokemon world. For instance, referencing the 4th of July. What country became independent in the Pokemon world that he is referencing? St. Valentine and St. Patrick. Are these people that exist in the Pokemon world? Thanksgiving exists in the Pokemon world? Religion exists in the Pokemon world? He straight up mentions Easter and Yom Kippur. So, I don't know. This song is weird. It exists. Let's go on to the next one. Number 5 is I Keep My Home in My Heart. This song is kind of sad, and it's definitely kind of a punch in the face after the last song, because it just kind of, it goes from this song where you're just like, what is happening? To this song where it's like, oh yeah, Misty and Brock are really sad because they're not with their families for Christmas. And Brock is, like, straight up crying at the beginning. It's really good. I'll put that together. Like, everyone sounds good singing it, and the tune of the song is very good. It's one of my favorite songs on the album, I think, but it's just funny how it comes right after Meowth's weirdly offensive song, so there's not a lot to say about it, to be honest. Number 6 is the Christmas song. This is the first cover song on the album. There's 1 or 2 more, but they decided to take a couple of actual songs that exist and Pokemonify them. This song is sung by the Team Rocket trio. They slowed it down a lot. It's like kind of sensual in a way. It's odd. I think it's very funny that in the background James is just like making random sounds and quips throughout the entire song. He's just going like, ooh. It's very funny. My sister and I quote it constantly just because of how funny it is. Since it's a cover song, they start replacing words with Pokemon. We get the Stantler thing again. We get the line, to see if Stantler really know how to fly, instead of to see if reindeer really know how to fly. I love that little reference. There is another weird lyric in this song where James references James Bond. So James Bond exists in the Pokemon world. After the line, every mother's child is gonna spy, he says 007. Yep. James Bond is canon in the Pokemon world. That's all I have to say about that. So song number 7 is Under the Mistletoe. This is Ash and Misty's song. This is the shipper fuel song. That's all I have to say about it. It's literally just Misty wants to meet Ash under the mistletoe and share a little moment, and Ash only cares about Christmas cookies, which is extremely funny because the whole time he's super excited about getting cookies. He's like, Pikachu, let's go get cookies. And then Misty shows up and he straight up just goes, oh, hi, Misty. It's really funny. There's so many sound effects too of like him just like tripping over his own feet and stuff. I want to see this animated. I feel like they were setting this up to be like a little music video or something, just because of how lively it is and like the conversational tone to it. I just think it's so funny, and it's such a cute song, and it's really silly. Song number 8. This is my least favorite song on this CD. This is Must Be Santa, which is another cover song of the song Must Be Santa, obviously. It's sung by Ash, Brock, and Misty. This song is just annoying. Like, I don't know what else to say about it. Like, it's not bad or anything. It's just, it gets on my nerves because it's dumb. They just are listing traits about Santa. They do replace more words with Pokemon, as we've seen in the other ones, such as 8 Little Stantler pull his sleigh. It's very funny. I did make a note of, during the, like, last verse of the song, it sounds like Ash's voice actress is struggling to stay in character. Like, she's singing kind of, like, high-pitched, and at first I thought it was Misty singing, but then I'm like, no, it's not Misty. So it's definitely Ash, it's just a very odd pitch, and I think it's just the song. I don't fault the actress for this. I think it's just the pitch of the song that just makes it sound really weird. Song number 9, if you can even call it a song, is The Night Before Christmas. This is a reading of the poem, The Night Before Christmas, obviously. This features the entire cast again, and a lot of it is just funny conversations as they are reading this poem, which is absolutely gold. I literally quote this constantly because there are so many quotable lines in it. For instance, did you get more wood? Oh yeah. I downloaded it from the internet. And eggnog! And those are the exact tones that those are said in, and it's so funny. There's another line where Ash says, and my mom in her kerchief and Mr. Mime in my cap, and I think Professor Oak was there too, had just settled their brains for a long winter's nap. Now, I need to know why Delia, Oak, and Mr. Mime were all curled up sharing a long winter's nap. It's so funny. Why? Just why? Why does this exist? Who wrote this? This is another song where a lot of words in the original poem are replaced with Pokemon, obviously, and it works very well in this song. I say it's a song. It's not really. They're literally just reading the poem. There are lines like, not a creature was stirring, not even Meowth. Visions of vile plumes danced in their heads. The prancing and pawing of each little Machop. Some of them flow better than others. For instance, the Machop line is a little odd because it implies that Machop are pulling the sleigh. Which, why? Why is it not Stantler? And why are they prancing and pawing? But, you know, I think it's to make it rhyme, to be honest, so it works. This is another one that should have been an animated short, and I will stand by that because it sounds like it should be an animated short. I'm sure people have made little AMVs to this. I should actually look that up because I'm sure it exists. But it's so... it is so good. Sorry, I got so excited I choked on my own spit there for a sec, so... The final song on this is the Christmas Medley, which is the finale on the album, other than the instrumentals, which we're not talking about because they're literally instrumentals of other songs. But the Christmas Medley is a mix of classic Christmas songs that are Pokemonified, which is very fun. For instance, we have Jingle Bells, which is rapid dashing through the snow with a horsey on our sleigh, Slowpoke and Slowbro laughing all the way, and so on and so on. And then it gets to Pokeballs, Pokeballs, instead of Jingle Bells, which is so funny and perfect. This song also predicted the champion Steven, which I think is funny when he was talking about the great King Wenceslas is his name? I don't know how to pronounce it actually. But the first line of it is, Nidoking was fallen down on his trainer Steven. And this was made before Steven existed as a character, so I just think that's very funny. And I would like to think that this song predicted the future, when to be honest, it was probably just to make the song rhyme. Brock gets a verse in this song, which I think is hilarious. It's, Nurse Joy is a girl, she sure is fun, but I like Jenny too. That's his only solo. It's 3 lines. We get a Pokemon version of Oh Christmas Tree, which is Oh Caterpie. There's a funny line later on where Jessie gets mad that she doesn't get a solo and just yells at Ash, basically, and Ash just straight up ignores her and just starts talking to Professor Oak instead. We get the 12 Days of Christmas, which I think is the most iconic part of the whole album, which I must read the entire thing out loud. 12 Bulbous Soaring, 11 Lapper Sleeping, 10 Tentacrueling, 9 Tails A-Wagging, 8 Mucka Mucking, 7 Squirtle Squirting, 6 Diglett Digging, 5 Goldeen, 4 Charizard, 3 Ekans, 2 Electabuzz, and a Farfetch'd with great agility. This is also the first time where, like, a feature of the games is mentioned with the agility. I don't think that's ever brought up really too much in the anime about Pokemon having like stats and stuff, so interesting. It's interesting that they acknowledge it. And it ends with, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Hoppip New Year, which is such a good pun, and I think that is the perfect place to end this video. So I hope everyone out there has a Merry Christmas and a Hoppip New Year. I will see you guys in another video soon. Bye!